Hey everyone, today we're diving deep into something we probably don't think about nearly enough: our bones. We're going to explore the amazing science behind how they get strong, and more importantly, we'll get into some practical, safe exercises you can start using right now to build a stronger skeleton for life. Let's get into it.
So let me just ask you this straight up. Are your bones as strong as you think they are? I mean, it's a question we almost never ask ourselves, right? Bone health just kind of flies under the radar. It's something we tend to ignore until a small slip turns into a really big problem.
And that big problem, it often has a name: osteoporosis. This is a condition where your bones become weak, fragile, and the really scary part? It's a silent disease. You often have no idea it's happening until a bone breaks. And look, this is a huge deal. It's responsible for something like 9 million fractures around the world every single year.
So to understand how to fight this, we first have to totally rethink what our skeleton is. In this first section, the living skeleton, you'll see it's so much more than just a static frame holding you up.
You see, your bones aren't like the studs in a house. They are incredible living tissues. They are in this constant state of change, always remodeling themselves based on the demands you place on them every day. And that, right there, that adaptability is the key. It's the very reason we can actually do things to make them stronger.
Okay, so how does this process actually work? How do our bones get the message to build themselves up? In this next section, we're going to dig into the specifics, the signals that tell our bones it's time to get stronger. Let's get into the science.
Okay, so if you look at a long bone, like the femur in your thigh, you'll see it has two main parts. On the outside, there's this really dense, hard layer. That's called cortical bone. And on the inside, there's this spongy, almost honeycomb-like structure called trabecular bone. The important thing is they're both alive, and they both respond to stress.
So the primary signal that tells a bone to grow is something called mechanical loading. The easiest way to think about it is that it's the language our bones understand. Any activity that creates force in a bone, whether it's from gravity or your muscles pulling on it, is speaking this language, telling the bone, hey, you need to be stronger.
But here's the thing. Our bones are pretty picky listeners. Not all loading works the same. And the first rule is absolutely crucial. The loading has to be dynamic. Just standing there applying constant static pressure, yeah, that does very little. To really get the bone's attention, the force has to be active and changing.
Rule number 2 is all about something called a high strain rate. Now, what's really fascinating here is that it's not just about how much force you apply, it's about how quickly you apply it. A rapid, sharp, impactful movement sends a way stronger signal to grow than that same amount of force applied slowly. And third, our bones are super efficient. They adapt. Once they get used to a certain level of activity, say your daily walk, that activity stops being a strong enough signal to trigger new growth. To keep building bone, you have to keep challenging it. The stimulus needs to be a little bit more than what the bone is used to. So how much of this fast-acting force, this strain rate, is enough? Well, researchers out of the University of Oulu actually pinpointed a specific threshold. They found that an acceleration slope of 100 Gs per second was the magic number for improving bone density in the hip. Now, what does that feel like? That's the kind of rapid impact you get from activities like running and jumping.
Okay, but let's be real. High-impact stuff like jumping isn't for everyone. In fact, if you already have osteoporosis, it can be pretty risky. So in this section, Strength Without Stress, we're going to explore how we can build strength without adding that potentially dangerous impact.
And the answer is something called isometric exercise. This is simply a type of strength training where you contract your muscles, but you don't actually move. Think about pushing against a wall. Your muscles are firing and working hard, but their length isn't changing.
Now here's the key indirect benefit. While isometrics don't provide that direct impact for new bone growth, they do something else that is incredibly important. They build strong muscles. And these muscles act like a protective scaffold all around your skeleton. They improve your stability and help prevent the exact kinds of falls that cause fractures in the first place.
Okay, enough with the science. Let's turn this into an actual plan. In this section, your at-home routine, I'm going to walk you through a couple of simple but really effective isometric exercises that you can easily do at home.
But first, and I cannot stress this enough, safety is everything. Please always talk to a doctor or a physical therapist before you start any new routine. Start slow with low intensity and gradually progress. Most importantly, listen to your body. Never ever push through pain. And really focus on keeping a neutral spine. Avoiding a lot of bending and twisting is key, especially if you have osteoporosis.
Our first exercise is an absolute classic, the wall sit. It's fantastic for building strength in your glutes, your quads, and your hamstrings, all the big muscles that support your hips and legs.
So, here's how you do it. Just stand with your back flat against a wall and then slide down like you're sitting in an invisible chair until your knees are at about a 90-degree angle. Now, you're not just resting here. You want to actively squeeze your core and your leg muscles to hold that position. Aim for up to a minute, but always start with whatever feels challenging but doable for you. Next up, we have the glute bridge. This is another amazing exercise for firing up your core, your glutes, and your hamstrings, all those crucial muscles for your posture and your overall stability.
For this one, you'll lie on your back, knees bent, feet flat on the floor. Just rest your arms by your sides, and then slowly lift your hips up until your body makes a nice straight line from your shoulders all the way to your knees. Squeeze your glutes, keep that core tight, and hold it for up to a minute before you slowly lower yourself back down. So let's put all these pieces together. In our final section here, we're going to lay out the bone health blueprint to give you a really clear, simple takeaway for building and keeping your bones strong.
Really, the best strategy is a balanced one. It's a 1-2 punch. On one hand, you have isometric exercises. They're fantastic for building that protective suit of armor, that muscular support system for your bones. They're low impact, they're generally very safe. And then on the other hand, for those who can do it, you have weight-bearing exercises like walking or jogging. Those provide the direct, dynamic impact that really stimulates new bone growth. They're two different tools that just work perfectly together.
Ultimately, it comes down to this. Your bones are constantly listening. They are listening to the signals you send them every single day through your activities. They are ready and waiting to adapt. So the only question left is, what are you going to tell them to do today?